Hi grade 4 students, welcome, and this is this week's math lesson. Make sure if you haven't already, you should be watching the one that was designed with the grade 3 students to be doing. It's also for the grade 4 students. It's very good that you guys practice your 1 by 1 multiplication, so please go refer back to that video if you haven't already. So I'll just give you a second to pause right now and get out of this and go watch that video first in the email. Hey, you're still here? You got to go back. I'm telling you, you got to go back and do that one first. All right. Now you've done the first video for this week, and now you're ready to start learning about 2-digit by 1-digit multiplication, and maybe even we might do a couple 3-digit by 1-digit multiplication questions. All right, let's get to it. Okay, so let's look at our first question over here, 35 times 3. So let's imagine we have 3 students, and each student is getting 35 hockey cards. Wow, that's a pretty awesome deal. So what we're going to do when we're working with 2-digit by 1-digit multiplication, just to start as we're learning, is we're going to look at each place value and we're going to times each place value, and then we're going to figure it out all together at the end. So let's look at the first place value here. So we're going to look at 5. The 5 is in the 1's place value, and we're going to times that with the 3. So we're going to do 5 times 3. So what is 5 times 3? 5 groups of 3. So we can refer back to our last video for all those different strategies that we've been working on, but if I couldn't think of it in my head, I might just make 5 groups. 2, 3, 4, 5, and in each group we have 5 groups. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and each group we have 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So in total we have 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. And again, we have 15. Again, please refer back to that video to practice and keep practicing all your strategies like we explained in that video. I'm not going to explain all the strategies for each question and break it down. I just am assuming you guys have watched that video, which you should have, and you guys are continuing to practice those strategies so that you're able to quickly just recall all those facts. So 5 times 3 is 15. Now we've done the 1's place value. Now we're going to look, what's the next place value? Ah, that's right. I heard it. Some people calling out the 10's. So the 10's place value. So we have in the 10's 3, but it's not 3 because it's in the 10's. What's that the same as? It's not 3, it's 3 10's, and 3 10's is the same as 30. So we have 3 10's or 30. So 30 times, what are we timesing it by? 3. 30 times 3. So 3, we go 3 times the 1's. So 3 times 0 is, we know 0 times anything is always going to be 0. You remember us learning that in class? And you know your math facts, of course. You've been practicing. Now we go to the 10's. 3 times, or 10's, 3 times 3 10's is, what is that again? A 9. 9 10's. So 3 times 30 equals 90. Now, all we're going to do is we're going to add this all together. So we have our 1's and we have our 10's. So we have 5 1's plus 0 1's is how many 1's? 5 1's. Then we have 1 10 plus 9 10's is how many 10's? 10 10's. Well, of course, I can't write 10 10's in the place value, the same place value, so I just write the 0, and I carry over the 1, and of course there's nothing to add with. So then it's going to drop down, and our answer is going to be 105. That's our first question here. Let's do the next one here. 27 times 6. So we're going to start with which place value, the tens or the ones. Actually, it really doesn't matter, but we're always in the habit of usually working with the ones first, so let's do that. So 6 times 7 ones. So 7 times 6, and that's going to give us 42. Maybe I don't know what 7 times 6 is. Maybe I remember 6 times 6 is 36, and I just need one more group of 6, so I might say 7 times 6. Not sure. I remember 6 times 6 equals 36, and one more group of 6 will give me 7 times 6, and that's going to give me 42. Again, that's the strategy we were practicing in our last video, so please refer back to that. Okay. Now, 7 times 6 is 36. And I don't like that. 36. Now we go to our next place value. 6 times 2. But that's not 2. What place value is that? Our tens. Right. 6 times 2 tens. So 2 tens is the same as what? 20. Right. So 20 times 6 equals, so 6 times 0 is, of course, 0. And then we go to the next place value, 6 times 2 tens. So 2 times 6, or 2 tens times 6, is what? 12. Right. Now we're ready to add it all together. And if you want, you can separate your place values. So here's my line here for my adding. And let's just use, oops, keep that, I like that color. And let's make a couple new lines. I'll use, that's my, separate my ones that I'm adding. I'm going to use that. That's my tens place value. And then here's my hundreds. So 6 ones plus 0 ones is what? Oh, I heard someone in the back. Raise your hand next time. Remember, 6 ones plus 0 ones is 6. Whoops. 6 ones plus 0 ones is 6. Now we go to the next place value. 3 tens plus 2 tens equals 5 tens. And finally, 0 hundreds plus 1 hundredth is 100. So our answer is 156. Awesome. Good job. Okay, let's do it. Let's do our place value up to the hundreds. So 3 digit by 1 digit. Who's ready for this? Okay, let's do it. So 5 times 431. So we're going to go stick by our place values. We're going to go first 5 times 1. 5. Or let's do 1 times 5, just like we've been practicing. 1 times 5. You know, 1 times 5 is 5. Then we're going to go to the tens. 5 times 3, or 3 times 5. The inverse is 3 times 5. Or not the inverse, but the opposite. Same thing though. 3 times 5 we did here. 5 times 3 was 15, so we know 3 times 5 is 15. Finally, we go to the hundreds. Oh, we made a mistake. Good thing we're learning together. We made a mistake. What did we do? It's not 3 times 5. What place value is it in? Right, we're in the tens place value. So it wasn't 3 times 5, it's 30. It's 3 tens times 5. So we need to go back. 30 times 5. Made a mistake. That's okay. That's why we have pencils and erasers. So 5 times 0 is 0. And 5 times 3 is now 15. Finally, 4 times 5, but it's not 4 times 5, it's 400 times 5. 400 times 5. So, we have 400, let's make a line here so we don't get confused. 400 times 5. So 5 times 0 is what? 5 times 0 ones is 0. Then 5 times 0 tens. 5 times 0 tens is 0. And finally 5 times 4 we know is 5, 10, 15, 20. Okay, this is a little messy. We have 3 zeros there. Let's rewrite all this. So 400 times 5 is 2,000. Or, remember some of our multiplication strategies we worked on in class. If we wanted to do this just mentally, 5 times 400, 5 times, we have all these zeros, we just know they're going to be 0. 5 times 4 is 20, and then we just add the last 2 zeros behind it. So 5 times 4 is 20, and then how many zeros were there behind the 4? 2, so then we can just pop them in, and then we know it's 2,000. Anyways, let's go back here. Let's rewrite all these numbers, because now, just like here, we add them together. It's kind of messy. Let's write them nicely so we can add them together nicely. I'm just going to use the text box for this. Alright, so we've got it all rewritten out, and I'm going to add some lines in just to separate my place values for you guys to see it a little clearer. So let's look at the ones place value first. So we have 5 ones plus 0 ones plus 0 ones is 5. 5 in the ones. 5 tens plus 0 tens is 5. So now we have 5 tens and 5 ones. Then we go to the hundreds. 100 plus 0 hundred is 100. And finally 200 plus nothing else, or sorry, 2,000 plus nothing else is 2,000. So 431 times 5 gives us 2,155. Whew, pretty good. I'm going to give you some practice questions now. Okay, so for today, your homework to practice is these 3 questions. I want you to practice using the strategy, and if you need to go back and rewind and kind of rewatch how we did it, is to practice 43 times 2, 75 times 3, 65 times 5, and you don't have to do this, but if you want to and you're feeling adventurous and the other ones were working well, try out 3 digits by 1 digit, 134 times 2. So today is Tuesday. Yesterday you should have already done your Fact Monsters facts practice, or you're just facts at home, you're practicing in Prodigy. Today you're watching this video and the other video we sent, doing the practice for all those videos, including what I just assigned you. Tomorrow you can keep practicing kind of questions we did today and Fact Monster. And Thursday I'm going to send an email, in this email, questions for Thursday. I want you to questions I want you to do and send to me through chat on Teams or through email or on our Flipgrid if you want, in the math Flipgrid, a quick video, so that you can show me how you're doing. So that's Thursday. You need to submit that to me. And again, Friday, you have the choice here of what you would like to do. And just a quick preview of what we're looking to do in the upcoming weeks, whether we're here online or at school. We're going to be working on multiplication. We're going to do some division in early May. We're going to then in mid-May start into some fractions and work on some decimals, and then kind of do a little bit of reviewing of other things and doing some decimals, adding and subtracting decimals. This is kind of how our year is going to shape up, whether we're at school again or online. And of course, things can change if we see that some students need some extra support, or we got to go a different direction, but that's kind of our general outline. So anyways, have fun practicing these questions, and make sure you guys on Thursday send me some work that you've been working on with these types of questions so I can see how you're making out. Alright, Talk to you guys later. Have a great day. Bye.